Here's your latest African news. Africa-wide, France to donate 10 million vaccines to Africa over 3 months. France will be sending 10 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines to Africa over the next 3 months, the French presidency said in a statement on Monday. The vaccines will be allocated and distributed through the African Union's Vaccine Acquisition Trust and COVAX. AVAT is a means of enabling group purchases of vaccines by the African Union members to help them meet at least 50% of their needs. At a conference in Berlin last week, African leaders renewed calls for vaccine equity. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said it was unfair that richer countries had vaccinated nearly their entire adult populations, while developing countries struggled to buy vaccines. Nigeria to partner with Bitt Inc. to launch ENaira digital currency. Nigeria will work with Bitt Inc. as a technical partner in its bid to launch its own cryptocurrency, the ENaira, the central bank said on Monday. The central bank announced plans to launch its own digital currency later this year after Nigeria barred banks and financial institutions from dealing in or facilitating transactions in cryptocurrencies in February. Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele has said the ENaira would operate as a wallet against which customers can hold existing funds in their bank accounts. In a statement on Monday, Emefiele said the currency would accelerate financial inclusion and enable cheaper and faster remittance inflows. Barbados-based Bitt Inc. earlier this year led development of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union's D-Cash, the first digital cash issued by a currency union central bank. Sudan and Chad. Chad agreed to boost security, fight cross-border terror threats. The chairman of the Chadian Transitional Military Council, Mohamed Idris Deby, Monday visited Sudan in a bid to solicit regional support in building the North Central African state. The Sudan Sovereignty Council President Al-Boulam met the Chad AGK President Deby and his accompanying delegation at the Republic Palace in the central Khartoum. In a statement, Deby said his visit was also meant to strengthen the cooperation and relations between Sudan and Chad. Faced with related security issues, the two countries embraced the integration, concerted efforts and joint cooperation with the African Union in the field of border security, the fight against terrorism, as well as the fight against cross-border security violations. Deby further stated that they will intensify efforts to reinforce the security and stability of Sudan and Chad. Kenya's valuable sandalwoods are being uprooted to near extinction. East Africa's endangered sandalwood tree is being illegally harvested at a rate that could see it becoming extinct. The misuse of this valuable resource is causing a loss of biodiversity and a source of medicine for local communities. The increased overexploitation in this wood in Kenya goes back to 2006, according to the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna, which lists the tree as threatened. The whole tree is uprooted to access the sandalwood oil, most of which is found in the roots and the trunk. Tackling this overexploitation requires a range of responses, as those involved in trafficking must be investigated and prosecuted. Just as important is a concerted effort at the community level in Kenya to preserve this valuable tree. Community-based conservation initiatives are needed to gain local support for protecting and preserving the tree and its socio-cultural value. Uganda Airlines negotiates Interline deal. Ugandan Airlines UA is finalizing interlining negotiations with two of Tanzania's airlines in an effort to streamline traveling across the region. Speaking at the Julius Nyerere International Airport in Dar es Salaam yesterday, UA's country manager, Ms. Lucy Ismail, said negotiations with Air Tanzania Company Limited as well as Precision Air are in the final stages. An interline agreement allows airlines to handle the check-in and baggage for each other's passengers. This means travelers only have to check in once for all their flights on their itinerary, and that their baggage will be transferred by the first airline to the second without them having to manually collect it and then rebook their baggage. UA has already inked an interlining pact with Qatar Airways, Emirates, Han Air and French APG Airline, and they are now at the systems testing stage. DRC. Congo reviews Chinese mine contracts after President Felix Tshisekedi pushes back against deals favoring foreign firms. The world depends on the Democratic Republic of Congo for its cobalt and to electrify vehicles, but the DRC, which supplies more than 60% of the world's reserves of cobalt, may be getting short-charged by foreign mining companies and is investigating whether unfair foreign mining contracts were signed during the previous administration. President Felix Tshisekedi said in May that some mining contracts could be reviewed because of concerns that they are not sufficiently benefiting the country, which is the world's largest producer of cobalt and Africa's leading miner of copper. His government announced this month it had formed a commission to reassess the reserves at resources at China Molybdenum's massive Tenke Favouring copper and cobalt mine in order to lay claim to its rights. Congo's Minister of Mines in a statement claimed that the 2007 deal agreed with the Chinese state-owned firms Hydro Corp and China Railway Group Limited was also being reviewed to ensure it's fair and effective. Zambia. Newly elected President Hichilema sacks military police chiefs. Newly elected President Hichilema fired Zambia Police Service Inspector General Kangaja and the deputies barely a week after his inauguration. The newly elected president on Sunday appointed new military chiefs and replaced all police commissioners after promising to end the previous regime's heavy-handedness. Right groups accused Hichilema's predecessor, Edgar Lunga, of leading a brutal crackdown on dissent, with police violence claiming at least 5 lives since he was officially elected in 2016. Hichilema has been arrested a dozen times with his political career and made restoring freedoms a linchpin of his electoral promises. The president also has urged through checks before detaining suspects, stressing that no one should be arrested before investigations are concluded. Thanks for watching. Visit our YouTube channel Tuna Cheki to watch our daily news reports and our website at tunacheki.tv for all the latest news updates. Also, don't forget to catch our new show Startup Africa every Thursday on our channel. You can directly support this new series by becoming our YouTube member or becoming a patron. And remember, Africa is watching. And please, feel free to leave your suggestions, news tips, or topics about Africa that you'd like us to explore.